He parked in front of our garage and swore at my wife and mother-in-law, so I helped him apply for jobs. A few years ago, my mother-in-law flew in from across the country to visit my fiancée, now my wife, and me for a week. We live in a busy part of downtown Vancouver, and our garage opens into an alley right next to a liquor store. It's common for people to block us when we're trying to get home or leave. One evening, around 8 or 9 p.m., we returned to find a man, let's call him Christopher, parked right in front of our garage. He went into the liquor store, and when he came back out, he saw us waiting in our vehicle. He made a snide comment we couldn't hear, and then just sat there, cracking open a drink while laughing at us. I got out of the car and approached him, trying to keep my cool. I politely asked him to move so we could get inside. Instead of cooperating, he told me to mind my own business and that he'd do what he wanted. I explained that he was blocking our garage and asked if he could just move up a bit. Things escalated quickly. He got out of his car and got in my face. I remained calm, hoping to avoid a scene in front of my future mother-in-law. But then he started pushing me, clearly looking for a fight. In that moment, I called the police. While I was on the phone, he stood just inches from me. I stepped back, putting my arm out, and he walked right into it. Suddenly, he was screaming about how I was assaulting him and needed police help. Fortunately, the police arrived within a minute. As soon as they showed up, Christopher changed his story, claiming I had threatened him. Luckily, my fiancée and mother-in-law were still in the car and backed me up. The police noted he was parked illegally and quickly demanded he leave. As he got back into his car, the officers noticed his open drink in the console. They pulled him out again and asked him to take a breathalyzer test. He claimed he had found the can on the road and was going to return it for the deposit. Unfortunately for him, his alcohol level was below the legal limit, so they couldn't charge him. The police stayed until he left. But before driving away, he threw his business card out the window and said, "You don't even know who you're messing with." I picked it up as he drove off, already plotting my revenge, though I wasn't quite sure what to do with his information. The next day, I looked Christopher up and discovered he was a freelance graphic designer. His website showcased his work and had a downloadable resume. I downloaded it and got to work. I started applying for jobs on Christopher's behalf. Using his real phone number and resume, I submitted applications to every McDonald's, Starbucks, grocery store, and movie theater I could find. I must have applied for over 80 jobs, all with a quick and easy application process. Unfortunately, I never got to see his reaction when the calls started coming in, but I like to imagine he received calls throughout the week, thinking they were for graphic design work, only to find out they were for minimum wage jobs. Months later, I checked his website again, hoping to continue my little project, but it had either been taken down or moved to a new URL. So the lesson here is clear. Don't mess with me in front of my family, or I just might get you a job at McDonald's.